Hang on for the next 5 to 7 minutes because you're about to meet Joanne Ravenna, and I'm here with Elizabeth again, and we're about to learn how 100 women in Tampa Bay are changing our lives in Tampa Bay. So hang on, here we go. Well, welcome everybody. Good morning. It's Robert Barber, your digital mayor with PinellasLive, and I'm here again for our Monday morning time with Elizabeth Bunbury. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we have a very special guest this morning I'm excited about, which is Joanne Ravenna of 100 Shares, Tampa Bay, and we're going to learn all about that, and I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth in just a second. But just want to remind you, we're a 5 to 7 minute daily web show where we like to celebrate the life that is Pinellas, and how we do that is weaving together the stories, the people, the interests, the things, everything that happens here in Pinellas. We like to highlight it because it is an exceptional life. So hang on for the next 5 to 7 minutes, and Elizabeth, your show.
Robert, it's always awesome to see you.
Here we are.
I mean, it just changes everything. And in the past, I mean, every week we like to highlight different faith-based or small nonprofits that are working hard within our community. And Joanne, it's a little bit different story today, and it's not necessarily her story of how she started a nonprofit and got to where she is. But here's an organization that all nonprofits need to know about because they have grant money. They have a passion to give back and make a huge difference in our organizations within Pinellas and Hillsborough County. So I wanted Joanne to come on and talk about 100 Shares, Tampa Bay, and tell them about what they do, why they do it, and what's happening right now and where they're going in the future.
Maybe we can start with a little bit about you.
Really?
Yes.
Well, what do you want to know?
Well, what's your story? How did you get into 100 Shares? And where's that?
So I have a dear friend who invited me to lunch back probably 3 years ago, and shared this idea with me. And I was very excited, because we think we're generous, right? And this was an opportunity to, $1,000 a year, which is a lot of money. But I thought, okay, I can do that. And then she said, well, no, actually, I want you to serve on the board. And I said,
the hook.
Sure, I can do that. I'd never served on a board of anything before except my own house. And so I did. Yeah. And that's kind of how I got started. So I've been, and I think when I joined, we had 8 partners. We had $8,500, and within probably 6 months to meeting, and we're like, hey, let's give away $25,000.
Oh my goodness.
And so we just took this huge leap of faith, and wow, I mean, we have been able as a organization, I think currently we have 47 partners. And our first grant was given away in October of 2015, which was $25,000. And our third grant will be given away next week for $50,000. And in between, there was a $50,000 grant. So in 18 months, God has given $125,000 into our community using a very, very small amount of women. The numbers don't make sense if you're a numbers person. So I love God's economy. Yeah. It's big.
But these grants change lives. I started laughing when you said that because the neatest part about this organization is it's women inviting other women to lunch or to coffee or to tea, and we don't realize what we're getting into.
I love it.
But God's economy is the funniest because my first check bounced. And I had to write another one.
Elizabeth is a partner. She's partnered with us.
But it doesn't make sense. No. But it makes perfect sense in His world. And the first grant that 100 Shares gave away was for $25,000, and it went to Child Evangelist Fellowship, and it was run by Daryl and
Julia
Rogers. And what the grant helped him do was bring in Julia actually as a part-time to be able to be paid to do it. Well, in that year period of time, Daryl, who'd been fighting cancer, died.
He passed away.
And she, because she had been able to really come in prior to anyone knowing what was going to happen, came in and was able to really become so integral part of it that when Daryl passed, the board of directors chose to keep her, or, to hire her on,
Sure.
and to watch it grow. So
Yes.
it was one of those sweet, tender stories that you don't even realize why God is asking you to do this
Yeah.
in advance. But the women that are part of it are they're incredible.
Yes,
But
we've met
to-
a lot of women. And like Elizabeth said, being able to find out the needs that are in our community, because obviously there's one grant winner, but to be able to visit these ministries and find out what their needs are opens the door for us as individuals
Gotcha.
to
To connect.
meet the needs
In other
Right.
ways.
in other ways,
Right.
whether it's with time, money, or volunteer.
So let's what is the mission for 100?
Okay, so our mission is to bring together like-minded women
Of faith.
of faith. We do have a statement of faith
Yep.
when you join. And it's really about learning and teaching about generosity and then being able to pool our resources.
Gotcha.
So it's really a giving circle that's faith-based. And then we get to release that money in the form of grants into our community.
It's the concept of multiplication.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think one of the aspects of 100 Shares Tampa Bay, but also the Christian Foundation, which is you're under, is there's another organization called Generous Giving.
Right.
And it's they are incredible within themselves, but there is a retreat. It's a Friday night and a Saturday called Journey of Generosity.
Yes.
And I think that retreat is probably the thing that once you do, you go, oh my gosh, I thought
It opened
I
my
was
eyes.
it opened my eyes. I realized I was generous with my time, with my resources and my finances, but I was not with my time. And I went, oh my gosh. So that kind of makes you realize what generosity truly is, and not what we feel.
And as a partner in 100 Shares, obviously we do have women from all different stages of life.
Sure.
Some people, all they can do is write a check, and I don't mean that lightly, but that's good.
Right. It is.
Other women can, go on site visits.
Sure.
So you really feel like you get to be a part of this.
Everyone's got their place.
Everybody's name is on the check.
Yeah.
And, or maybe you want to serve on a committee.
Right. Sure.
And obviously we have 11 women that serve on the board right now. So, we're
It's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Super exciting. Super
it's
exciting.
really, really exciting.
So what's the next steps? While we have people watching here today, what's going on the next 6 months, next 90 days for 100 Shares? What's going on?
Okay, so number one plug, April 27th, we will be having a lunch at the Rusty Pelican in Tampa, 11:30. You can sign up online, register online, and join us. It's really a celebration. We have a speaker, Pam Pugh. She'll be speaking, and
You'll be giving out your
we'll be giving out our
$50,000
$50,000 grant. We'll also be hearing from
last year's
recipient,
Gotcha.
which is a Christian Outreach Center. From there, after that celebration, we will be starting our 2018 grant process.
Gotcha.
May 1st is the deadline for the letter of intent. It's a very simple document. It just asks you questions. That is online as well. You have to make sure that every single question's answered. And then if you meet all the criteria, then you will receive an invitation as a ministry to apply for the grant.
Gotcha.
Because we know that grant writing is a very intensive procedure.
Sure.
So we really wanted to be able to streamline that for the ministries out there. In October of 2017, we get together, we have a coffee, and where we introduce the 4 semifinalists.
Okay.
And it's a great time. They get to present. They each get a certain amount of time, and they get to present to the partnership and guests. And then after that, January through March, we do site visits where we actually go to the ministries. you spend 1 hour at each ministry, do an evaluation
Right.
form. So kind of, we like to get our partnerships intake on what what they see,
Right.
many eyes on. And then from there, the board of directors gathers all that information
And gets on their knees.
and we
That's
get on our
exciting.
faces
That's awesome.
Mhm.
and we listen to the Lord, and it's amazing how like-minded a group of women become in deciding.
Right.
We really don't
It just
decide.
raises at the top.
The Lord
yeah,
decides
Right.
every
Gotcha.
year. It's
Gotcha.
very exciting to be part of. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we're quite into our 5 to 7 minutes today. It does go
Yeah.
by fast. It goes by fast.
I know, right?
But, we kind of always like to end our show by,
Asking for a call to action. And also, I'm going to let you send the love to everybody because
Well,
you
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
but with some wisdom
Yeah.
from Joanne,
So, we are growing.
Mhm.
We've set a goal as an organization where we want to be in the next 10 years, and that is to release $1.8 million into our community, which is a big goal.
Right,
And we can't do that, number one, without women.
right,
So obviously, please, we want women,
right.
Come have coffee
come
with
have
us.
coffee with me.
Yeah.
We'll have breakfast.
Look us up online,
Sure.
check out our website,
Yes.
come to our luncheon and be part of this. And ministries,
Right.
please go to our
Right.
website, look at our criteria.
Gotcha.
Right.
We need,
Right.
we want to give you money.
But it's not just about getting the grant, it's also
No.
the process that gets you
It's
there.
the
It's a growing and
process.
connecting
Yeah.
opportunity
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
so
it's
don't-
fun.
Yeah,
We're
so
a
don't
bunch-
think you can only, there's only one grant. It's more than that. This organization is giving of themselves, and this is really what touched me this morning is it's more than just the grant. It is a group of women that are really just trying to help ministry in our area, which is amazing.
Right.
So, anyway.
But thank you. And you asked about this woman.
Yeah.
This woman really is amazing.
Oh.
Not only does she have children in Africa that you have been, Rabina.
Yes, my dear. Hi, Robina. I'm sure you'll be watching.
Yeah.
But she is a mentor to a lot of different children, but also women within the community. And she's a very cool woman.
Oh, thank you. And so are you, dear.
Well, that's our time today, guys. We're going to link up everything down in the comments below so you can check it out and get connected with Joanne in the organization 100 Shares. Elizabeth, thank you for the time this morning.
You're welcome. It's nice to see you.
Guys, get off your butts and get involved. Go out and love this community. Get involved, get engaged, connect with the organizations like 100 Shares and all the other organizations that we may highlight. But we always like to end our show by telling you that you are loved, because everyone needs to hear that at least once a day, and you are loved. So go out and make this a great Monday. And Joanne, thanks so much.
Oh, thank you for having
Super
me.
cool.
Appreciate it.
Next
Right.
Monday.
Next Monday.
All right, that's it for PinellasLive. We'll see you.